Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm back out here with the ultralight setup in a new spot trying to catch some bluegill and hopefully get a few large ones and a few smaller ones to throw out on some jugs and see if there's catfish back here as well. The setup I'm using is the one I generally use, and it's going to be my Mitchell 310 Pro ultralight reel on my Gander Mountain Vortex ultralight 6-foot rod. And I originally had 4-pound test on this, but after going between 4 and 2 numerous times with multiple rods, I get so many more bites on the 2-pound test and further casting distance that I try to use 2-pound test as much as possible and use 4-pound test as a backup. Then after that, I have a very small bobber. It's the smallest bobber I could possibly find. The smallest lead shot I could find in an Eagle Claw pack, and a very small size 8J hook. And that's all you need. Keep it simple. That's the most important thing when it comes to bream fishing. Just keep it as simple as possible. You're going to get a lot more bites. There's one. Pretty large bluegill by the looks of it. Not bad. Perfect. There's looks like a male bluegill. Probably about hand size. He's right on the borderline of either eating him or bait. Depending on how many of these I catch, I'll probably end up using him as bait if I catch 6, but more than that, definitely take home and eat him. I think, yep, he's on. A little bit of a fight. And it's in. This is a very large female. Generally, I don't see females quite this large, but it's good to see them back here in this size. His population is fairly healthy overall. It's not too large a population, not too small of a population, so they have enough predators. But good fish. Go ahead, throw it in the ice chest, get another one. I found a little mouth, a little creek, and I'm sure there's going to be bluegill around it. Sure enough, there is. Yeah, you find these little tiny little creeks that feed into the main channel. You cast on those, there could be bait pushing in. There is very likely panfish there, things of that nature, so I like to cast in those areas. Same general rule as you would with bass, generally speaking. Since I had quite a few bites at that spot, I even had a bluegill actually hit the bobber itself. I'm going back to it. I'm going to take a few more casts in it because there's fish there. And generally, where you catch one bluegill, there's a likelihood that you're going to catch quite a few more in that same proximity. There's a tap. It's taking it. It's got it. There we go. There's another fish. Another bluegill. When it comes to setting the hook, all you really want to do is just pull your rod straight up, and it's going to set that J hook into the fish's mouth. And as you can see, this fish, that hook is right at the top of the mouth, and that's how it's going to be every time if you just pull straight up rather than to the sides or anything. As soon as it hit the water, I got a bite, and there's another fish. Yep, you find a spot like this, you just stay on it, keep casting, and just keep bringing them in. When bream fishing is good, it's great usually. When you're fishing an area with current, you want your bait to look like it just kind of fell off the side of the current. So essentially you want it to be just on the inside of it, and that way the bluegill are essentially just waiting for anything to come by, and if it falls out of that current, they're going to try to snatch it up and eat it, which is exactly what they're doing at this little slough, as the main channel has a little current in it and it's coming by them. I'm looking at the slough again, and I can see the current running past it. I want to cast on the inside of it if I can, and that should help just like that. I don't know what that is, but that was big. What did I tell you? That's exactly what I wanted to happen, and it just did. There we go. There's another fish. This one's quite a vibrant one. I'm not familiar with this particular species off the top of my head, so if you know what that fish is, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what y'all think. I do catch some red bellies and a few other species, mainly just bluegill though down here. I don't know, could this be like a hybrid between a red ear and a green pumpkin seed, or just a red ear? I'm not really certain. Another one of those interesting species, pretty good sized one. They seem to really like these reeds rather than the cypress trees or anything like that. So I've just been staying on the reeds in a few spots consistently, and sure enough, they're there and they're biting. There's a fish. He just sat there for a minute. You couldn't even tell I had one on. Same species as before, in the same spot. But I'm about to mix it up a little bit. I'm probably going to travel a little bit further on, see if I can get into a little bit larger bluegill and get outside of this red ear pumpkin seed sunfish. I had to cut the trip a little bit earlier than expected, but it's just one of those things that happens. Regardless, we did catch a few bream. It was a pretty good day out in the water other than the heat as I'm experiencing today. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to share, like, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.